Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Here we are today, Group 4 of Architectural Communication class. Introducing to you me, Heba Shihab, Noor Akila, Noor Ilya Sakina, Muhammad Fahmi, and Muhammad Lukman. So we'll be reviewing our classmates of Arslan Studio, second semester students of architecture. They will be the review is about the presentation of our final first semester project, which is the studio pod. So starting with the first student, I'm sharing the screen. All right.
Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. My name is Faiqah binti Muhammad Safarwi. My metric number is 1.770. Okay, so today I would like to present about my final project of semester 1. In architecture, we are required to design an individual mobile design studio plot. So the duration that we took to complete both the designing process and also the model, roughly about 7 weeks. I could tell my feeling when I first started doing this project was quite overwhelming as this was my first time designing things alone, as the previous project were done in a group. But however, I managed to stay calm, and I could tell that my friends and my lecturers did help me a lot throughout the journey. Okay, so the main aim of this project is to heighten the student about the awareness of human body, the interaction between human body and space, and also to explore the role of reasoning and logic in shaping a form. Okay, so this will be done through designing a confined space which were called individual mobile design studio pod for 24 hours use. And we are required to design a space with maximum 3.15 meters square for single occupant for 24 hours use. The capsule do not have any connection with its surrounding, and also all the activities inside the pod is regarding the design studio work, and consideration also need address the comfort working such as lighting, health, storage, and social distance, but not limited to the interaction between the lecturers and the students. And lastly, it can also be used as a display panel during studio hours. So the issue of designing this pod is that some.
You guys have any comments about the introduction of what is the pod?
Yes. I think for the introduction, she should highlight the main point. So the penonton
Viewers.
the viewers will understand enough what you said, not just hear what you said. Yeah, what she said.
I think the introduction was quite long, 3 minutes, explaining about what is the project. I think it should have taken a bit shorter. Okay.
And then
Maybe she want to.
cartoon is like it's really dull, so I just Young, like 2 times. Sorry.
But I think she did explain very well about what is the project about. Like, yeah,
Yes.
very well
I'm
structured.
interested. She
Yeah.
put the input of the brief project,
Yes.
the project brief inside.
Right.
So it's good. She already mentioned it all, so I don't think um it's kind of dull. I do
Yeah.
think she has the
Yeah. What
yeah.
Okay, shall we
You get what I
proceed?
mean.
Okay.
Yes.
Students may suffer from claustrophobia. It is irrational fear of being in confined areas, being like um, some some may be experience mild anxiety while being in confined areas. So I would like to design my pod that is
the camera is
claustrophobia
too low
friendly.
or she is too high?
Sorry.
The
What?
camera is too low or she is too high?
I
The
think
video.
she recorded from down.
Yeah. Not
The camera is low.
the camera wasn't at her eye level.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why she kept looking down.
Yeah.
That have issue will not be nervous, will not getting nervous, and will be comfortable uh, studying and do their work in the pod. Um, my nakli study is based on Surah Al-Fat, ayat 4. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم, which means He is such that send tranquility into the heart of believers so that they grow more faith in addition of their existing faith. What I understand is that to have the serenity, to have the tranquility, we must work on it. We must first try to find it. So when we try to find it, we actually can have tranquility in order to not triggering the claustrophobia. I have to build a fort which have serenity on it so that the claustrophobic occupants can feel comfortable and um, serene in, and can focus on their work. Only then I come up with the concept and oasis of serenity. As we all know, oasis meaning that a fertile area in an arid region such as desert. Right. So my concept is to create a peaceful area, preserved from surrounding unpleasantness. I came up with the concept that all the mess inside the studio, all the unpleasantness, the noise, is the desert, are the desert. And my pot that I will create is that I will design is an oasis. I want to make a pot that is claustrophobic friendly. So I come up with the ideation of oasis is that it is the area of um, the occupants can feel very peaceful and not being nervous and also not being trapped in a confined space. And yes, the ideation is the Oasis desert, the Oasis desert itself, which is a fertile area that full of vegetation and water supply. So I developed my design by
So, any comments on the Shonak study concept? I think I do get I do get her ideas, but I think she quite emphasized on the concept, like, I mean, she emphasized multiple times She repeated the points. Do you guys have any comments?
I did comment about the board.
I
Too
think
small.
the word is
Mm.
quite small. Then I can read the sentence clearly.
Mm. I
Just
think
see
also
the big topic like
yeah.
issue concept.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I think also the quality maybe plays a role because yeah, they're not really clear. It's the quality of the device or something. Yeah.
And I think the concept,
I always
Oasis isn't it that termasuk dalam ideation, it can become as its ideation,
Mm-mm.
but
I think she
he
kept repeating the same word. Serene, serenity, tranquil.
Yeah.
All to the
There's
same.
like repetitive
Yeah.
explanation. Yeah, right. But overall, even I mean, there's looking at the board, the title and the lettering is very well organized. Everything is kept simple and catchy to the eye. Not much lettering. Has some sketches, some drawings, and colorful. I think she did a good job.
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Board is great.
Right.
Referring to the
I like
Oasis
the chair floating.
Yeah, it's given a good vibes.
any roof, any roof on top of it, to avoid the feeling of being trapped, to allow more opening and also lighting. But then my facade is too solid that to avoid the feeling of being trapped is still not achieved yet. Only then I come up with the idea of the back of the pot. I want to make a very quite large opening, but still have its privacy by putting some hanging plants at the back of the facade that I make it look like louvers. Also, the aim of putting the plants,
Wait, did,
um,
did the video stop or maybe on my screen it just stopped?
No, it's still going. Did it stop for you guys? The rest?
Yes.
I think
It
it's
is
mine.
stuck.
Oh, how about now?
at the back.
Okay.
Is also to give the occupants the feeling of comfortable as we all know that the green plant actually give comfort to the human. This is my drawing. As we can see from the floor plan, there are hanging plants that I put at the back of the pot, and also I put the bean bag so that the occupants, when the occupants have a free time, they can sit there and they can relax themselves with some light reading and so on. And the facade was designed by arranging um, different thickness of pine wood to give some kind of rhythm. From the floor plan, the section BB can be seen uh, that we can see the occupant is sitting on a bean bag while reading some books, and at the back of at the back of him uh, there are facade full with beautiful plants, which is very good to give comfort, and there are some openings at the facade. And moreover, the section 8A portrays um, a student um, sit on the chair doing some sketches on the drafting table. I put some stacking rack uh, at the facade to give for students to keep their storage. And I also put the interior perspective, um, to give the idea of how my pot will look like. From the front elevation, there are opening, for the student to interact with the lecturers and their friends. And the right elevation showing that the facade with the facade with hanging plants, and also the entrance where the student can enter the pot. The left and the right elevation showing the idea of rhythm of the different thickness of the wood, and also the different height of them. Right elevation at the back of it, I try to eliminate some part because it is less privacy, and I try to make it less confined.
Oh,
Okay.
any comments in here?
Hi. Uh, I like the previous board because she color it, color the studio, and I think she have the power of coloring, but I think she doesn't have enough time to color the studio pot on the current pot.
I think she has adequate information on the elevations, sections, and yeah, even prior, yeah.
Try to eliminate some part because it is less privacy, and I try to make it less confined. Okay, so the material that I would like to propose for my design is that I want to use the pine wood because I genuinely like the creamy color of it. I and it is also um, good for aesthetically natural design. And furthermore, it is easy to work with. Well, for the plant, at first I was thinking about to put like just an imitating plant, but I think that it will not be as nice as the real plant. So I plan on putting um, like real plants such as um, aloe vera, lidah buaya, and mint, and all the other indoor plants that we can hang.
Okay, just a short comment here. I think she has explained everything very well, and she added some references and pictures of the boards. But here, when she mentioned the plants, I feel if she also added some pictures referring to them would have been a good idea.
Yes, I agree.
And for the construction, um, it is something like this. It is something like this picture.
When she said something like this, I thought her background, but then the picture was added later on.
Yeah. I cannot wait for the picture to pop up.
Yeah, yeah.
The road in between the wood, so that the rhythm, the different thickness of each wood can be both from the inside and the outside, both can experience the rhythm. I don't want like just the outside can feel, can experience the rhythm. I want it both, and outside and inside both can see and can touch the bottom of the pot. I want it. The construction is like the mortise. The So this is some picture of my final model.
Here, when she mentioned the mortise, I expected a picture or something, but then she stopped. I think she was about to present or refer to what is mortise, then stopped. Yeah.
So this is some
That's okay.
picture of my final model with the scale of 1/10.
So this is what my model will look like from the front, is that it have the opening, so that the interaction between the lecturers and the student inside can happen, and beside the student can also interact with their friends. I also like the idea of
The
giving the
video
different.
is stop or I
No, I
video
think
start.
I think she voice overed. Yeah. When you run out of time and then you have no more energy to record. Okay, so let's proceed.
For the fast, it give like some kind of rhythm that creates such a beautiful facade when it comes together. And this is what my model will look like from the back. I like the idea of when my model exposed to the light, that it will create such a beautiful shadow.
Yeah, I agree with her. I like the shadow, the idea of shade, especially that she doesn't have a roof, so the facade kind of gives this shade, which is really nice.
I did say the
the
shading is quite organized. Because you see, from the wall, it's not it's covered, right? But then you get the shading like what did I say? Terkata. It comes nicely.
You mean the pattern of the shade?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, not full shade, like lines.
The back, which I eliminate some wait, some part of it, and there are also entrance for the student to enter, and the facade, which looks like louvers, act as the opening, and also a place to hang my green plants. I actually like the idea of putting plants um, at the wall with a huge opening, so that it will create some kind of privacy, as well as it also at the same time help a person with the uh, claustrophobic issue, to not feeling confined being in the pot.
One thing I noticed, I hope that she took the you see the plants. I hope that she took the diameter of the plants pot into consideration, because if you they are they're I mean hung on the doors. So if she opens and closes the door, they'll be moving as well. So the entrance, how much is the gap between, like, the gap to enter? Because if she puts uh quite an amount of pots, then it will take a space when you open the door. You get what I mean? So putting too many pots means taking some space. So that reduces the gap to enter.
Did she say that the rivers can be moved or
So
take?
no, maybe less pots, less plant pots, so that when you collapse the door, the louvers, then you have
Okay.
enough space to enter, you know.
Yeah.
I also arranged the pine wood for the facade with different heights so that it will also create like some kind of wavy design to give the idea of the plants at the oasis with different height.
To conclude my presentation, I hope that everything is well explained about how I come up with the issue of the claustrophobic person, claustrophobic student, and how I develop my concept of an oasis of serenity. Is that to design a place that is um, preserved from the surrounding and also all the design process. So the design process is um, I I take the ideation from the Oasis desert itself. Is that it is full of vegetation supply, full of plants, which in different height. So and also it is open and windy and bring peace to the occupants. Um, and with that, I develop step by step until I get my design for the studio pot. Well, um, designing this pot actually challenging because it is within a limited space, and yes, it is very challenging to me because I can't put too many stuff. I have to make it like simple but workable. Well, at first I really scared to do design, but um, and yes, I actually get stuck. But with the advice of my friends, my teacher is that to take a break um, yes, to take a break from this for a while and go for walk or um, do what I love to release my tension and yes, get some fresh air. I and then uh, when I actually relax, calm myself, and I do and I and when I motivate myself back, I actually can get started and get started from where I stuck. Um, could tell that yes, it is not easy, but with passion, um, everything is everything is not impossible.
Mm. Quotes here. Take note. Yeah. Um, I think what she mentioned.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a
did
good talk.
she give
Mm?
advice?
Yeah, she's
Oh,
talking about her experience. How yeah, sometimes you know we as architecture students get stuck somewhere, and it's quite stressing. You know, sometimes you don't know. Like we need to breathe some fresh air. I do agree. But towards the end, I thought she's ending the presentation here, but she mentioned the design process and the Oasis back. So I kind of lost her here. I thought she was about to mention or add some information about her design process, how she developed the form. Yeah, that's the only part, but all overall it was good presentation. I think a few more minutes. Yeah.
hmm. I think
And
just
it come.
finish and we will
Yeah.
cover. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Mm, I would like to thank my lecturer that helped me a lot throughout my journey, throughout this I mean, like, without the help of them, I without the help of them, I don't think that I could survive. And I hope that me and my friend could survive for this semester, and also for the next semester until we actually finish our degree. I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you for actually listening to the uh, to my design. Thank you for your attention. I really thank for that. Um, Hoping everyone to have a nice day ahead. With that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Faiqah. She mentioned survival. I mean, like we're all surviving right now, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's such a trial.
yeah. So overall, I think she did a great job starting from stating her concept, her case study, and how it's related to her issue, and everything was very well presented. Her drawings, sections, elevations, everything. The boards were light, not like it was simple and informative. But I think one thing is her voice tone. I feel like she was nervous or something. I think that's like maybe most of us when we knew about the presentation in 20 minutes, or like what would we, how would it be and like that. Yeah.
Yes.
But overall, she did a great job.
It was a great presentation.
I
I
think
like it.
she's covered everything that needed to be for a presentation. So yeah, I think she did a good job.
Mm.
Because she can put all of the thing that needed. Yeah, in the time requirement.
I just want to say that I like the way she smiled throughout the video. It makes me want to watch more.
Yeah. And towards the end, when she I mean, showed like her thanks and gratefulness to lecturers and her friends. It was really nice of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think from the start, from the beginning, she has the shy
Personality.
attitude.
Yes.
Yes, her
Yes, yes.
personality. And
Introvert.
her hand always like this. And
Oh,
she,
okay. You did focus on the body
I can
languages. I think.
feel that.
Mm,
She is in formal
I
mode.
can feel that she malu-malu
yeah.
gitu.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
At least she has
Malu-malu
some
is
hand
shy.
gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I think
And she always smiling.
that's
Good.
That's a
most
great thing.
important. I think yes, smiling. You shouldn't be serious and kind of cross your eyebrows. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so any further comments? So we could end our review.
Good job,
I would give
Aika.
her 5 stars, Micah.
Give her like.
Give her a like and share her video. Okay, if there are no further comments, we could end our review here.
I think
All
no.
right. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And stay tuned for the next parts. Thank you.
Part 2.